Ladies and gentlemen, how are we all doing? My name is Zepp and welcome back to the channel. Today we are reacting to some more Babymetal. Now if you're wondering maybe why I sound a little bit tired, that's because I'm still recording this before everything has gone out on the channel in terms of the rebrand, and I've been working a lot on it over the last month or so, and I have to say I'm very tired now getting it all sorted. But as of recording this, it is tomorrow when I make the announcement of everything going live, and at which point I kind of should have most things finished, so I'll kind of have the weekend to chill out and prepare for what will be the first stream. And in that stream, hopefully we're going to react to a lot of songs that will be going up on this channel through this month. But anyway, you probably don't care about that too much, especially if you're a new viewer. You know, I know a lot with these reactions, it is fans of the bands that comes in to react to this music. And for those of you who may think I'm familiar, if you think you've seen me but you're not sure before, I have reacted to one Babymetal song, Papa Yeah, I believe it was, and it was a live rendition, I think, or I can't remember if it was a live rendition or if it was like the videos from a live concert, but it had like a studio overlay or studio overlaid vocals. And I wasn't the biggest fan, to be honest. And Babymetal are a band I really want to try to get into and give a chance, because I have known of Babymetal since like 2013, 2014. Since that song Gimme Chocolate came out, I knew a lot of Babymetal growing up. Like, I never listened to much of their music, but I always knew of them. I always kind of supported them because I enjoyed their vibe, so to speak. But metal music in general isn't necessarily my thing. I'm a big fan of heavy rock, but I'm not a big fan of metal. And then I'm not really a big fan of the Japanese style of, or not even Japanese, so more like the Asian style of metal. You know, I actually recently reacted to a song by Love Bites. I think that'll probably, or a song called Holy War by Love Bites, which should be, I think it will already be live on the channel by the time you're seeing this one. And what I find is that, you know, obviously there's differences in the style, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say they all sound the same, of course not. But, you know, it's within a certain genre that is, you know, there's always going to be similarities within the genre. And I think it's like of that Asian metalcore, I believe it's called metalcore. So I don't know the intricate genres of metal, but it's just something that's never really tickled my fancy, so to speak. But I really want to get into it. I really want to try listen to more and see if there's things there that I can like, because there's elements in all the stuff that they do that I really like. It's just on the overall, it wouldn't be my thing. But anyway, I've ranted now for a while. We're going to get straight into it. I just want to make sure I actually hear all my audio is recording. I think it is. It's going good. I'll be able to adjust volumes. I'll turn them up a little bit for you if needed. But also as well, I'm going to be trying to avoid copyright as best as I can on this. So the video may end up blurred because, you know, Babymetal, the copyright, they do get people on the copyright. It may end up being blurred. It may end up being pitch shifted a little bit, which if it is, I sincerely apologize. But, you know, I want to try and avoid a copyright strike or block as best as I can. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Babymetal, Rondo of Nightmare, live at Budokan, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Budokan Black Night. Got the bit for you guys. These are the backing band, aren't they? Are they like the writers, mainly? Apologies if I'm mistaken on that. I like that riff. Interesting look though, I like it, and I like this kind of center stage thing. I know Muse done that on their Drones tour, but in terms of like the actual aesthetic they have going here, I'm quite a fan. Alright, I'm gonna throw out my first pause here. I apologize. I'll try not to do many pauses, but I'm just gonna try and be clever about it. I think I said it as well in the Love Bite song. It's weird. When I always hear, like, especially in Asian metal, they utilize a lot of harmonizing guitars, and it always brings me back to Thin Lizzy. If anyone here knows of Thin Lizzy, I'm sure you do. The song "The Boys Are Back in Town" again. It's the exact same song I mentioned in that Love Bite video. It's really, really it's so iconic to the point where you hear anyone else do even though it may not sound like it at all, if they just do harmonizing guitar, it just kind of brings your mind to sort of things like Thin Lizzy, which is not a bad thing. Thin Lizzy are an absolutely phenomenal band. They're actually a band I should react to on the channel because I haven't heard loads of their songs. If you'd like to see that, do make sure to let me know down in the comments below. I feel like they'd be a really cool band to go through their discography with on YouTube. But so far I'm really digging it. I'm guessing it's just like an instrumental for the first couple of minutes before we get the singer coming through, because I saw the center stage was dipped there, so I presume she's going to come out from the center. But I like the playing so far. It's kind of more, it's more based on the riff than just kind of being backing metal for the singer. And I'm a fan of my riff stuff. I really like cool riffs, and I like what the guitarists are doing. It's just interesting so far. Like, I'm enjoying it. There's nothing I'm overly loving, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So let's crack on with it. How many strings is on that bass? Is that six? Is that a 6-string bass? Funnily enough, oh, that's cool. I was gonna say something, but I want to hear this. Yeah, that was really cool. I really dig that. I really dig that. I was gonna say, I didn't even know a 6-string bass was like a thing till a few years ago. I always thought basses were just 4 or maybe 5-string max. Oh, nice rolling double kick drum there. Don't know what the technical term is. Maybe that is the technical term. I don't even know. Alright, I'm going to throw one more pause here. We'll do one more pause after this, and then that is it, I swear. That was really cool. I like how they're giving every sort of instrument player a solo, because, let's be honest, right, and it's one thing that I don't really like with bands like this, you know, is that sometimes it can be the backing band doing a lot of the writing, and it's kind of the front singers really taking center stage, and maybe they're completely happy with that, but it's cool to see, and maybe this is a thing they do more regularly in their live gigs. I wouldn't know, I haven't seen much of them, but maybe they always give that piece where the sort of the brains of the operation, so to speak, get to come out and play their piece and kind of take that center stage. It's like sort of an acknowledgement of the importance of their position in the band and the technical ability as well. Again, while I'll always say this music, for the most part, it wouldn't necessarily be my thing, there's absolutely no denying the quality of the players, you know, and I think especially for a drummer, unless you're just absolutely abusing a double kick drum, which for those of you who know me know I really hate an over abuse of that. But like, you need to be an insanely skilled drummer, I think, to do anything metal wise. And then as you saw, the bassist there was doing some really cool stuff, and a lot of basses like that, you only really see like the really complex technical bass be incorporated into more kind of blues and jazz and funk type of music. So it's kind of nice in sort of more playing a metal that you get to hear a really intricate, interesting bass that isn't so much riff based in its solo, but actually just has unique elements put into it, and it really done a good job at breaking up the the tension, it added to the flow. It brought the flow back down as we got the bass solo, then back into it, and then into the drum solo. It's really cool. I have to say, I'm really enjoying it so far. My god, we're 10 minutes of this video already. I can see this being a longer one, folks. I apologize. Let's continue on with it now anyway. Very nice. Very, very nice. What time signature is that? Is it 4/4? Am I just stupid? Oh, bit of classical influence in there. Her voice is... yeah, I wanted to pause at 5 minutes anyway. It's my last pause. Her voice is, again, very, very petty. Her voice is almost slightly too prominent in the mix. I wish they... maybe, again, it's just the way it was captured live. I wish the live instruments kind of were a little more overbearing. But usually I always find myself saying I can't hear the singer enough. So I can't really complain too much if it's the opposite way around and I'm not getting the fullness of the rest of the music as such. Again, that's just a really petty complaint. Again, for those of you who don't know me, I do like to try and put my criticisms out there because I want to try and be objective, even if it's something I really, really like. I like to, no matter what, bring both sides of an argument to the table. Even if one side is a very weak argument, I like to bring it to the table anyway, just so people know I'm not pandering, because I don't want to be a panderer to any fan base, because I don't like doing that as a reactor. But this is by far the most interesting Babymetal song I've heard so far, and I would say it's one that I would 100% listen to and put on the playlist. There's some classical influence there. The singing, of course, is great. The change-ups in the song, I get that the beginning was more just an instrumental. I don't think it's... Again, I could be wrong here. It sounds like it's not part of the original song. It might just be more of just a live-only instrumental. But I think it all sounds really cool. It's, again, it has the tropes of things that I don't like, but that in this case is sort of being overshadowed by the things that I do like. This really cool instrumentation. The visuals are stunning. I'd love to go see this live, and I've always said anyway that Babymetal or a band, if they ever came to Dublin or to Belfast, they'd be ones kind of on the bucket list, because I want to, because they're a band I've always enjoyed the vibe of, while the music hasn't been my thing. Again, I went to see KSI 2 weeks ago from recording this. You know, I don't like rap music, but the KSI concert is one of the best concerts I've ever been to. You know, the crowd, the atmosphere, vibe, perfect, brilliant. I absolutely loved it, and this just seems like something I'd love to see. Not even to be in the audience going nuts like standing. I'd love to be up high in the seating and watching down on this. I think this would be really, really cool to see live, and I have to say I'm really digging it. I'm pleasantly surprised. I was worried coming into this that I'd be doing another, oh yeah, they're still not my thing, and then the fans would be going, try this one, or screw you, they're not your thing, you're objectively wrong. But no, I'm actually thoroughly enjoying it. I want to run this through to the end and give you my final thoughts, which will be brief, by the way, because I know this video is running long. I really like that contrast of lighting as well. That sounded really Middle Eastern or Arabian, Egyptian scale, what she done with her voice there. I really like that. One thing I will add really quickly just before the end there. One thing because again I really like that riffing that was going on there. And I wouldn't even know the technical term, but again, the only reason I'd know this is because Muse do it a lot, and I really like how they do riffing. They're my favorite band, so they're kind of the band I can comment on the most in terms of knowing and liking their stuff. But I wish there was just a tad more, I don't know, room to breathe in riffs like that. I don't know whether that, and I don't know how that would happen, whether it be down to the drums or there be the clarity of the individual instruments. I find in a lot of metal music that while the riffing can be really good and still sound really good, it can get very washed out by the kind of, I just the overbearingness of the guitar. Again, I sort of almost feel weird pausing talking about that because I don't really know how to word it well, and I don't want to be one of those guys who just rants for rant's sake. But I'm hoping some of you will know what I mean by just a bit more room to breathe in the riff, sort of a little clearer grittiness and fuzziness across the entire sound spectrum, rather than just what sounds like double kick drum, the snares and stuff, again I forget what you call them, and then the very fuzzy guitar. It just feels like there's something there that could change to where it would be, I'd like it more. But I can't really word it. I apologize. I hope it's not me looking like I'm critiquing just for critiquing's sake. But it's just something I wanted to get out there because maybe some of you will know what I mean. I'm hoping some of you will know what I mean. Nice switch back up into the riff. I really like that. Lovely. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant performance. Brilliant tune. Rondo of Nightmare live by Babymetal. That was really good. I think that was really, really good. I really like the show that they put on. Really like the sound of the instruments. The kind of the change ups in pacing. And there was a lot about that I really, really liked, I have to say. There was something I was going to mention now, actually, and I can't quite remember what it is now, which is a shame, but I don't think it was that important. Yeah, I have to say, I just thoroughly enjoyed that performance. I think it's a very good song. Again, is it like my all-time favorite stuff, music that I really, really like? No, it's not there, but this would 100% go on the playlist. It's something that I surprised about how much I enjoyed it and the quality of it. Actually, I do remember what I was going to say now, and it was just something I wanted to bring up for sort of maybe more metal enthusiasts here and rock enthusiasts, is that I know a lot of people who are really into their classic rock, and it was a thought that came into my head just when she was singing there and what was happening on the mic that changed, is that I talked to someone about this, and I disagree but see their point in this, and it's something I'd like to hear your thoughts on, is that it's a lost art, and there's something a little lost when you're not seeing a couple of amplifiers on stage, and you're not seeing the instruments, the people who are playing their instruments, the band members, like fiddling with their own pedals, and you're not seeing the singer have to mess with their own pedals or whatever to get a different sound on. It's like there's a backroom team now for a lot of these modern artists who do that, and they do the switch ups and all that, which is great, and you know, it sounds perfect, like it sounds great, but You know how people always say that things like they prefer to buy handcraft because of their imperfections instead of just being made by a machine? I think the argument is that something along the lines of that for music is that there's just something to be said for an instrument player on stage with all their amps and stuff in the background and all their pedals in front of them, and they're messing with them to get their sounds. I mean, you even look at bands like Radiohead who do so many weird sounds now. That's just all from 50 million pedals that are sitting in front of them, you know? Even my favourite band, like Muse, as I've said, they've kind of done away with a lot of the pedal stuff as well now. They have a couple of pedals, but a lot of the stuff is really done by sort of the background people and all. And again, I really, really like their sound still. It doesn't change it much for me, but I see that as being an argument to why someone would say, well, I'm not really a big fan of this stuff because it's so overproduced that it's lost its core. I think that's maybe what some old school people would say. I wouldn't say it personally, but I would see the argument for that, and it's sort of, I'd be just very interested to get your opinion on that. It sounds like I'm leaving it on a negative note, and I'm really, really not. I really enjoyed it. It's just, I've praised it a lot throughout the song, so you know what I think of it. To give that out of 10, I'm going to 100% give that an 8.4. Like 8.5 or above, I think are like really, really upper echelon songs in all regards. And for me, because it's, again, maybe it's just not a genre I'm a complete fan of, it falls just below that. But I'm so thoroughly impressed by both the show and the sound and the song itself that I really want to put it just around there, at least anyway. So I'm going to stick with 8.4. Maybe it goes up to an 8.5 or an 8.6 with a couple of more listens. Again, I'm very slow to take music on personally in terms of growing on me. But for now, I feel happy enough to leave it where I've left it. But before this video ends, please do let me know what you thought of it. Make sure to let me know down in the comments below. Make sure to leave a like. Please make sure to subscribe. Subscribing helps a lot. You get to see more content when I make it, because there'll 100% be more Babymetal content coming in future, and hell, maybe even an album deep dive. I've done a couple of albums already on this channel. I've really enjoyed doing them, and if I find more and more songs in Babymetal that I like, I might actually delve into their discography and their story a little bit and see where that journey takes me. But for now, I hope you've enjoyed. I hope to see you back soon. I've been Zep. Take care. Peace.